What's up, guys? How are you? Let me turn this down slightly right there. Still want y'all to hear it, but we're gonna turn it down a little bit. How are you? How's your Saturday been? It's been an interesting Saturday here. Uh, I just got off the phone with Brody. Was talking to him for a little bit. And yeah, my brain is all over the place. The ADHD be at its height today. I don't want to admit how many drinks I have. To be honest, though, okay, that one's not quite empty. That one's empty. And that one's empty. All right, so to be honest, a couple of them are empty, but I have 6. I have 6. Like, that's where we're at today. I have 6. Technically 8, but 2 of them are empty. So I'm just saying. It's been that kind of day today. Some of y'all understand that completely. But it's been an interesting day. It's been one of those days that the serendipity has been serendipitying. You know what I'm talking about? I had a weird night last night, weird ass dreams. I need to quit playing so many video games, especially before bed, because I had a dream I was in a video game, and it was just weird. It was just weird, odd and weird. Yeah, but yeah, today has been interesting. For those of you guys that were in the Shadow Reiki class today, hopefully you got the second email. Yeah, Streamlabs decided they was just going to shut down randomly, so that was great. So if it does it again this evening, knock on wood, that it's not gonna, I'll just pop right back on because, yeah. But, I don't know. It's been a good day. It is hot as hell. I feel like earlier today, I felt really weird about this, but I don't feel weird about it now. I yesterday went out, or the day before, I went out and pulled some fans out of my garage from the shop. Like, I have the big, like, kind of industrial fans, right? Because when we were painting, closed environment, you get high as fuck from the paint fumes, right? So I was like, nope, we gotta have fans. So I went and pulled a couple of them, brought them inside, just to get the air moving for it not to be stagnant in here, right? And took my kid to work, came back, and I was like, oh my God, it feels so much better in here. It feels so much better in here. It also is no longer heat index of 115. It's only 108 now, which is bullshit. But, you know, whatever. Whatever. But, yeah, last night on the live, I told you guys that kind of everybody's mental health has been in the shitter a little bit lately. And that sometimes we need to just acknowledge it. Like, hey, let's acknowledge it. This is what's going on. This is how I feel. Just don't live there. You know what I mean? Don't live there. Do the things that you need to do to get yourself okay. But, I was talking to my son a while ago, and he was, laughing because somebody gave him a compliment about how confident he was in speaking. And he said, well, you know, my mom, you know, does TikTok and stuff like that. And so I've been on some of the live streams and so on. And they said, oh, your mom got like 2,000 followers? And he was like, no, bitch. And so he pulled it up. And it was so funny because I was just telling him, I was like, yeah, as a witch, I think this is hilarious that I hit 666,000 followers. This morning, it was 666.6. Now it's 0.7. Not that I'm griping about more followers, but but it was funny. It was funny. I took a screenshot because I was like, this is funny as fuck. But yeah, so he shut them down really quickly, and I thought that was great. And so he said, yeah, people that know him up there, anytime someone says anything about social media and somebody starts to rag on him a little bit, then they're like that, you know. And because I think that he told somebody, yeah, you left your mom back there in the ghetto smoking crack on her TikToks, and my mom's over here doing this. I was like, Brody, but it's also funny. It's also kind of funny. I was like, son, like, oh my God, you know, somebody's gonna get mad that I said that. It's a joke. It's a joke. Laugh. Okay, it's a joke. It's funny. Haha. Giggity. Haha. Funny. Okay, calm down. But anyway, it's really sad that I even have to say that. It's a joke. But so I did tell him, I was like, I needed to hear that. Like, I needed to hear that. And I told him, like, yesterday, my mental health was in the dirty toilet water. Like, it was so bad. I've come up with some really gross insults lately, and they all seem to start with dirty, and I don't know why. I don't know why, but they all seem to start with dirty, but it is what it is. Dirty dollar store trash bag. That has been my favorite so far, and that's the one that Sass keeps using, and it's hilarious. But she was laughing, and I mentioned this yesterday, and she said where did you come up with that? And I'm like, well, think about it, because like you go to the dollar store to get trash bags or whatever, because we've done it a lot, especially cleaning up at the church and stuff. You know, I mean, I'm not going to spend a crazy amount of money on trash bags and I'm literally going to throw in the dumpster, right? I'm going to go get dollar store trash bags because I'm a cheap bitch, unless it's Boots, and then I'm a bougie bitch. And so I said, you know, when you're looking for the trash bags you want, and there's one box in the back and it's all dusty, crusty, it's been sitting there for a minute, that box. That's what I'm calling somebody. You're that box. You've been sitting on the dollar store shelf so long that it's dirty, dusty, crusty on the top. Like, everybody knows that box, right? Everybody. No one wants to touch that box. Like, you don't even want to like poke it with your finger to get to the other boxes. Like, y'all all know that, right? So I feel like it's a good insult. But out of curiosity, how many of you guys have started really embracing, we're going to switch to witchy topics now because that's why you're here, right? How many of you guys have really started embracing this portal, this eclipse portal, the eclipse window? How many of you guys have really started embracing it? If you haven't, then bad, bad, do it. Because I messed up my shirt. Because once you start embracing it, and once you start really seeing the energy of it and utilizing it and so on, then you're going to see how amazing it is to utilize for you, to move you forward, right? I've been on the fence about a lot of things. I've been on the fence about a lot of things here lately, and trying to make decisions and so on, and not really sure, you know, what I want to be when I grow up, and what I want to do, and where I want to go, and all that. So I've really been looking at those things, and kind of embracing the energy of the eclipse portal and the change and so on. And I made a couple of decisions over the last, I don't know, day or so, that now that I feel like I've made the decisions, now I feel like I'm on stronger footing. Well, I guess really today. Let me not lie to you. Today. I made those decisions today. And so in making those decisions, it's made me happier, right? Like, just to have those decisions made. Y'all don't get to hear about it yet. Because bitches be bitches. And I know that there's a couple of bigger creators that pay attention to everything I do, because apparently they want to be the Bodhi. I don't know, but whatever. You know it and I know it. Anyway. Y'all embrace the portal energy. Embrace the eclipse energy, right? I know it's a lot of shadow work. I know it's a lot of doing things and so on. But pay attention to where it's driving you. In teaching the Shadow Reiki course this morning, I was really, irony is not lost on me, right? Like, I had originally scheduled this in July, and then I had to move it. And when I moved it to 8/8, and I'm like, shit, like, I've already got live stream scheduled for that day. Like, I can't do that. So I was like, well, let me just do it the week after, not paying attention at all to the eclipse window and so on. So the fact that I'm launching the flagship part of the flagship first section of Shadow Reiki is not lost on me, that it's during the eclipse window. Is not lost on me. So in teaching that today, that was really interesting. Seeing like the parallels and so on. If y'all didn't get in on that class, don't stress. I will have it up on the website and so on. Yeah. It's been an interesting day. It's been a good day. It's been an interesting day. I have the bobas, because the bobas is life. I drank out of my shit stirrer cup earlier. Is empty now. It's been a good day. It's been a good day. But we're gonna do some astrology this evening. I still have some people to catch up on the Between Two Shadows reads. If you have not gotten on the list, you still have time to. And we'll be on here for a little while tonight, at least 3, 4, 5 hours, just depending, before I gotta go pick up the chitlin. And yeah, and I'll be doing this again on Tuesday, which I'm really excited about as well. And I will say that in doing these last night, I was like, damn, I haven't done one of these for myself yet. And so then I got home really thinking that I was going to do one for myself, and I did not. I sat here and fucked around. But I was in bed really early, and that was nice. I got a full, like, 8.5, 9 hours of sleep. It's probably why I feel like I'm like on my bullshit. But before we get started, I am going to move myself over on YouTube. I am going to move myself over here as well. So that way, A, I have room for charts, and B, we're gonna do the cat balls. Well, maybe. I don't see it now. So that means I moved it. So that means I moved them. Well, some bitch. Huh. If I were me, where would I have put said cat balls? Oh, I know. Look it. Organization for the win. Organization for the win. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. That scared the shit out of me. I just heard a noise down there, and I thought that better not be anything. It's Vlad. Why? I don't know why he's on the second shelf. He is like right there. What are you doing, Vlad Pad? You're on things. All right. So there is yours, lovely. We get it to stay there. Yep, there's yours. Theodore, there's yours. Okay. Who else had one up here? I don't remember. I know that you had one. And I know that Birdie had one. So we'll give Birdie one. Manny had one. Where's Manny? There we go. Manny had one. All right. There we go. So you see something, say something. Oh shit, you can't even see. So let me fix that. There we go. Let me fix that. Oh, y'all on TikTok can see. Okay. All right. So Birdie's got one. She actually doesn't have a name. She probably needs a name. And then Manny's got one, and then Theodore. And that little baby in the middle doesn't have a name yet. So we're gonna have to figure that out. And then I have already decided that I need to rearrange some stuff in my office so I can get other dolls out. But I have a couple. I am gonna put some things on my wish list, my gift list. Just there's a few of them that they don't come out of the boxes. They stay in boxes, right? And they don't need to be out without being in a case. From some of them are really damaged, and B, because a couple of them have really gnarly things going on. We'll just say that they have gnarly things going on. So yeah. So yeah, we're gonna let them stay in the box. But yeah. I swear, I've been drinking so much water and like Gatorades and stuff. Yeah. But we're gonna get started. We're gonna do some things and some stuff. I also have noticed, that several people were asking me about moving, relocation, and things like that. I'm going to put it on my list next week, a couple of the live streams that will be just for relocation astrology, to give you some ideas, okay? Because I've been doing it a lot over the last few days, 3-4 days for people. And I'm noticing that some of the things people are asking in the messages and so on are about relocation astrology. And if you don't know what relocation astrology is, It is where, let me show you. Let me show you. I am uber super fascinated with it. So we'll just say that. We'll just say that. But I'm going to pull it up here. And I'll put it on the screen so y'all can see. It's a lot. It's a lot. Oh, it may not let me move the map down. Okay, it does slightly. Okay. I'm trying to move everything down. So yeah. I don't know whose chart this is. All right. So we're going to just pull up. We're going to pull up Aleister Crowley because why not? Because why not? Because that sounds funny. Yes, just pull it up. But I want to show you guys this because, just because it's that interesting. If y'all don't know what relocation astrology is, it's where your birth chart is taken and laid over a map of the world. Where did my little thing go? There it is. Oh, that was really big. All right, hold please. Hold please. My whole face is disappeared. There you go. I'm going to make this tinier. Boop. So on TikTok, y'all might have to look and get that zoomed in or whatever. But this is relocation astrology. So this is where you are looking at a map of the world. You are looking at, so this is, the thing comes kind of preloaded with a few, you know, famous people or whatever. I just chose Crowley because I've seen a lot of videos about him lately. And I think that's hilarious. And I do want to address that really quickly. So we are going to have a quick discussion about Aleister Crowley really quick. But this would be his natal chart laid over a map of the world. And notice that a lot of his stuff was in Egypt. Well, if y'all don't know about Aleister Crowley, he did a lot of stuff out in the desert and so on. And I want you to look at where a lot of these lines flow through. So this right here would be his Pluto, rolls right through the Middle East and so on. A lot of his power lines sit right here. So this is a way that you can find out, okay, I'm considering moving to, I don't know, Houston, okay? So how close is there a line to Houston if this was you, okay? Oh, it's not going to zoom in. Okay. It's going to lock up because of course it is, because it's Piano Conta. Okay. We're just going to leave it like that. Whatever. Take it forever. Take it forever. Take it forever. There we go. All right. So if I zoom it in, let's say that you're like, well, I'm thinking about moving to Houston. I would say, oh, okay, well, your sun line runs really close to Houston. So you would feel personal power there, you know, and then I can give you some other things like Omaha, Nebraska, that runs almost straight through Kansas City. It runs through like Bentonville, Arkansas, Rogers, you know, it runs through, I mean, if you wanted to move to like Mexico, like there's some good places there, you know, so I can tell you like, hey, I know that you were looking at Houston, but have you ever thought like there's an intersection of 3 crazy lines right here? Your Jupiter, your Mars, and your Chiron all intersect right here. So like Charlotte or Raleigh or anything right in there would be a great place for you. Like I can go through and look and say, you know, well, you know, you looked at maybe you want to move to Tucson or whatever. That's where your moon line rolls through. So you're going to have a lot of emotional aspects. And so I want to do this for y'all so you can see. And I mean, maybe you're like, you know what, fuck this noise. I want to move to an island somewhere. Well, what would be a good island for me to move to? Like if this was your chart, I could be like, oh, okay, well, some of the lower islands in Japan, some of the Philippines, you know, like anywhere in the Caribbean would be fantastic for you. Like I can go through and look, you know, like there's some amazing stuff in Hawaii. Like that's the Venus line right there. Maybe you should go to Hawaii. You just find your person there, you know. So I can go through and tell you all of these different things about, you know, some good places for you. So that is something that will be on for next week in case you guys are like, holy shit, I need to do something like that. But what I love about it too is that it can also, why are you doing what you're doing right now? All right then. Well, we're just going to do this. I'm just going to shut it all down. Kabam. Or not. We're going to try to not lock the computer up because Ivan's been a little Ivan-y. Yeah, see, like, so why is that still up? If I close, there we go. There we go. Yes, I want to remove it. Oh, this is not a good thing. This is not a good thing. This is not a good thing. Ivan be Ivan-y. So here's the thing I'm going to tell you guys right now. If this decides to shut down, I will get right back on, okay? And if this decides to shut down, I may actually restart my computer and then get right back on because now I have this fucking window up here. Like, are you sure you want to shut this down? Yeah, I already did. I already did. Yes, go away. Yes, go away. But y'all think about it. It will probably be during the day next week. And I've just had a lot of people asking. A lot of people asking. And so I want to make sure that, there we go. It finally closed out. I want to make sure that I can help you guys with this. I do offer this as a personal service. So if you're like, well, I don't really want anybody to hear my shit or hear where I'm at right now or whatever, I do offer this as a personal service. So if you'd rather do it privately, we can do that as well. Yeah. So let me say this because my mods told me that a couple y'all were asking about the Shadow Reiki course. Check your email. Check your email, okay? I sent out emails to everybody earlier today. Check your email. And so mods, if anybody else asks, so I don't have to keep addressing it in a live stream, just let them know. Email went out, explaining everything, all that jazz. And yeah. But what is it called on my website? Relocation Astrology. Yeah, relocation astrology. Yeah. Yeah, see, so you dream of living in Spain. I'm saving money for my student visa. Can you help me? Absolutely. Absolutely. Like, I can pull up your chart and be like, well, you know, you have a line that runs through here. So maybe, you know, Eastern Spain or Western Spain or whatever would be better. Or I can say, well, you know, your Jupiter line runs through Italy. So it runs through Rome. So maybe Rome would be a better place, you know. So I can give you some really, really good ideas. And then at least that way, if you're going over, let's say that you are going to go, you know, a semester abroad in Spain, it's really easy to travel a couple hours, 3, 4, 5 hours by train or whatever. And I can say, hey, you know, while you're there, you need to go here, 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 and give you an idea of where vacation-wise would be good. And say, this is where your Jupiter runs. This is where this runs. This is where this runs, etc. But that way, you guys have an idea of where everything is. It's really fascinating. Like, it's really, really fascinating. And when I do that, you know, live here in a little while, hang on, let me do this. As much as I like having the music on, not really a good idea. Like, I don't know that that's really a good idea. So we're going to go ahead and turn that off. I'm going to close out a lot of these tabs because now I'm a little worried about it. Just because my computer was being really, really slow. So we're just going to go ahead and close that out. But when I do it live, I'll be able to pull your birth chart up and put your birth chart right there beside it. I'll just have to make sure that it doesn't show, all your shit. Basically, that it doesn't show all your shit, basically. But that being said, got really quiet because I turned the music up. I don't like it, but Ivan's being a jerk, so we're going to let Ivan continue to be a jerk. So that being said, we're going to start on the astrology for this evening and knock some more of y'all off the list. If y'all want to get on the list, you absolutely can. So let's see, what is this? Okay, that is a close. What else can I close down here? How many other things I got open? Let's close that. No wonder Ivan is pissy. He's like, bitch, you have 9 bazillion tabs open. What's wrong with you? Lots of things, I am sure. Lots of things, I'm sure. Ivan, have you met me? I'm just saying. I will say that I really paid attention. Um I've been paying a lot of attention to how I have felt physically lately, because if y'all have been following me for a little bit, then you know that in like September of last year, we had to do like a emergency move, throw everything in a fucking bag and a box and go, because of some mold issues in a house that we were living in. And it's been, so it's August, so it's been almost a year, and I'm noticing that I'm just now starting to finally feel better, like completely better. And that is scary to think that something like that can cause such problems. My dogs are like completely, they're old men, you know, they still sleep all day. But Zeus is playful again, they're eating again, like things like that. And that makes me really happy, because I was really worried about them for a while. My kid's doing better, she feels better. So it's really, really weird to think about that something like that can affect you so deeply, because it's been almost a year. Like, I think we moved the kind of end of September last year. So almost a year. It took almost a year. And so if y'all are living in a place where, now I'm not an attorney, I'm not a real estate agent, I'm not a doctor, I'm not anything like that. Okay, so this is not professional advice. It is advice from someone who has owned rent houses and someone who's lived in rent houses. Um, y'all have rights. Y'all have rights. So check what state you're in. And if you know that you have mold in a house that you're renting, that you're living in, you do have rights. You do have rights. So talk to an attorney, you know, find out what it is you can do, etc. Because that's nothing to play with. I'm just saying, it's nothing to play with. So let's get into let's get into let's get into this. Yes? Yes, the answer is yes. Also, y'all are in all the trouble because I got nose pads. I got cushy nose pads in today. So we are full on rocking the crazy glasses. We are full on rocking the Elton John's little sister glasses over here. I'm just saying what I'm saying. I probably shouldn't say that. Somebody's going to take that wrong and think that that's what I'm saying. You know, it's bullshit. People take everything you say wrong or whatever on social media. It is what it fucking is. It is what it is. I absolutely love these. All right, let's see how. Let me pull up my list first. And we are going to continue with the list from last night because I did have to go really quickly. So here is who is on my list. This is going to be the order for tonight, okay? Jessica A, Lauren L. I'm just making sure I'm reading the dates right. Courtney C, and then how I got two Courtneys. I had two Jennifers in a row last night and then two Courtneys in a row tonight. So Courtney C and then Courtney W, and then Alexandria and Javier, and then Jennifer, another, all the Jennifers, and then Jennifer R, then Paris, then Tina. If you guys want to get on the list, you still absolutely can. Okay, you still absolutely can. Let me turn off my tickets for last night though, because I don't want y'all being like, I was on the list for the 14th. Nope. No. All right. So Jessica is next. All right, let's see here. I know I have pulled Jessica's chart before. So let me do that. I keep having to remind myself to sit better. To sit better. Because the other day, those of y'all that have anxiety, Jessica, how have I not pulled your chart? How have I feel like that I'm in a. What? 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 It's making me make a new chart for you. Bullshit. This is bullshit. Yeah, see? I knew I had pulled yours. I knew I had pulled yours. I knew it. I don't like it. I'm wondering too, like, if it doesn't cycle out some that I haven't pulled up in a while. But why? But why? You know, like, I don't know. I don't know. All right, so let me see how this changes it. If I move you forward to, I just want to look at something real quick because people don't need to know where you are. You know what I mean? Like, they don't need to know where you are. Here we go. Okay. Sweet. Sweet. Okay. It's weird it being quiet. It's weird. I don't know that I like it. Let's see if this will actually work. It didn't. It didn't. Bullshit. And why would you do that? Why would you do that? That makes no sense. Like, I don't understand. I don't understand what just happened. There we go. There we go. All right, so this is Jessica's. Why does it look off center? I don't know. I don't know. I've been doing Ivany things. Whatever. Whatever. All right, so what I'm looking at first is where your Leo is when you were born. Your Phoenix is right there when you were born. So your Leo governs your fourth house and about a third of your fifth house. The reason I pointed this out is because this is your Phoenix asteroid, and this governs how you are in this life and so on. It governs like where a renewal is happening. So what this tells me, and watch when I click this, watch the things inside. Look at that moon and your Neptune up here, both not agreeing with it, not agreeing with your ascendant or descendant. So it would not surprise me to know that you have had a lot of rebirths in this life, that you're constantly like redoing who you are and so on. So this is you when you were born, and then I'm gonna hide this because people don't need to know where you is. So now we're going to move it forward, and I'm gonna see how much it actually changes. Okay, it really didn't change it, but that's fine. People still don't need to know where you is. All right. So you still have your Phoenix in Leo, except now it's in the third house. So I'm gonna start there because that means that this solar eclipse was crazy hard on you. It's been crazy hard on you. That means that leading up to it, you have felt the need to like completely scrap everything about Jessica and change and do something else. And you're still feeling the energy of it. It'll start to kind of do this a little bit in, next week, and then by the time we get to the lunar eclipse, it'll really start to fall off a little bit, but you're really feeling the need to have a complete and utter change, shift, rebirth, all of that stuff. Being that Leo is ruling your third house, that's a big one as far as how you think about yourself, how you feel about yourself. Like, the third house is your mind, right? It is your mental house. I always love saying it that way. It's your mental house. But this is a lot of drive to be more, drive to be different, drive to be out and in front of people. Um, I love that your moon, while it's still in, while your moon is in Leo, it's just barely over the second house. You don't have any other placements in your third house. So this Phoenix placement right there is really hardcore, pushing you to be bigger, better, more Jessica, more of this, right? To have this complete and utter glow up, rebirth, Phoenix, like all the shit. Um, what is coming towards the lunar eclipse? That is, we're looking at Virgo and Pisces, because even though this eclipse happens during Virgo season, it is under the zodiac of Pisces. The moon is under the zodiac of Pisces. So your Virgo rules your fourth house. Notice that your nodes are there too, and we're going to look at that too, because your solar node is kind of what's the same old shit that you're done with, and your north node, or solar south node, is what is the same old shit that you're done with, and your north node is what do you want to happen instead. Notice that yours are both in retrograde. So this Virgo placement right here, being in the fourth house, this is you really hardcore looking at your foundations, at family, at traditions, at all of the things that have always kept you grounded, all of your roots. And my advice is going to be really careful, because notice that you have a node here. And this is your south node of like, what are you tired of? It is in retrograde. I have one hair tickling my nose. It is in retrograde. Notice that it also has a trine up there with your Neptune, which is in the 7th house in Capricorn. That is you really having a spiritual connection back to the people that you have always cared about. You really having a spiritual connection back to roots and home and so on. You're craving that connection, having that connection back. The fact that your south node is in retrograde, this right here is a lot of you really paying attention to, I really want to reconnect with who I am. I want to reconnect with roots and family and home. I would not be surprised if you've been delving down genealogy, if you've been delving down looking at, who all it is that you get, whatever gifts from, or whatever quirks from, or whatever bullshittery from. Notice that it is square with your ascendant and descendant. So this is going to be a little bit of a point of contention for you, especially as this lunar eclipse comes up, because it's a lot. It's a lot to want to reconnect with things you had set to the side, and things that, and carving out those things that you don't. Like you're kind of like cutting out paper dolls, like, okay, I want this outfit for this day and this outfit for this day, and I don't like that outfit, so stay over there. So pay really close attention to what it is that you feel like you need to keep, right? Especially when it comes to this. Notice that your Venus is also here in the 4th house. This is a time, even though it's in Libra, this is a time where you're looking at yourself, you're looking at your own not expression, your own face, your own beauty, who Jessica really is. You're looking at self-love, you're looking at the people that you love, you're looking at, where you're going from here, and so on. The thing about Venus sitting there, even though it's not quite in the eclipse window that we're looking at on here, it still is in that 4th house. So you're going to feel a lot more connected to yourself, to, kind of feeling like, yeah, I am on my shit today. You're going to feel a lot more connected to really paying attention to the people that love you and the people that you love. So like I said, you're going to have to be really careful with that Neptune placement and that South Node placement, that you don't overwhelm yourself and that you don't overwhelm other people. And having that Venus placement there is going to help because it's in Libra, so that'll provide a little bit of balance. But now I want to look at this because there's two big placements up here in Pisces. And since this eclipse is happening in Pisces, and Pisces is ruling your 10th house, there's a little bit of Aries and just a smidge, like a frog's hair, of Aquarius over there. But Pisces is really ruling your 10th house. This is career, this is job, this is, success, this is, what you're doing, where you're going. I love that your Mars is sitting up there because that is a big jolt to what you want to do. It's a big jolt to where you're going. What are you saving for? What are you looking at? How is your success measured? This is a huge, jolt to that. What I don't know if I really like or not is your North Node is up there. So this is you looking at a lot of new stuff. Now, if it was just up there, I would say, oh, this is time to switch jobs. This is a good time for you to change, to make a big change. Being that it's in retrograde, I don't know that I like that. It is square with your ascendant and descendant. It also is getting along with your Neptune placement over there, which we already talked about. But notice that blue line that goes down to your Phoenix placement that we talked about. Be really cautious. My advice is to be really cautious about attempting to switch careers right now. I don't think that this is a good time. Instead, I would look at shifting internally in the place you already work for. I would look at trying to move around, a promotion, or maybe move to a different branch, or, whatever. I don't know what you do, or any of that jazz, but this is you really looking at your own success and where you're going and so on. It's not the time to make a complete and utter, like, 360, 75, up, down, left, right, purple. It's not making a big choice like that. This is a lot of you. I got my nose is itching. This is a lot of you wanting that change, but my advice is going to be shift internally. Okay. If you need a big change, look at shifting internally. I don't think that jumping ship and doing something completely different is going to be the right move right now. Notice that this is also tied in with your Sun and your Pluto over here in the 5th house. I bring that up because that is trine with these. So if you're needing a change, if you're like, needing a jolt, needing something like that, I would look at creative ways of updating your office, updating, your, even just a background on your computer, like something that simple, that little. The other thing I would look at is what kind of creative things can you do with your money, with your income, with, whatever, to move you further towards what you feel would be successful. Like, what kind of investments can you make? What kind of things can you put in your space, in your house, that help you to reach that goal, right? Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of times we walk around and we look at our house and we're like, I hate all this shit. I want new shit, And then there's other times like, oh, I love this couch. I could never get rid of it, things like that. So what could you invest in that would only go up in value? What is it that you can invest in that you could pass to your kids, or, whatever? So pay attention to those things. I think that revamping some of the things that you do on a daily basis will help kind of scratch that I need a change itch. This solar eclipse was really huge for you just because of this singular placement right there. That one right there. And I just noticed that that placement is also arguing with your Saturn and your Uranus over there. So where you're wanting to rebel a little bit with what family and friends are telling you to do, no, just be careful. Just be careful. Saying el fucko you might not be the best thing, but Find something that you can do that's a little rebellious to what family expects you to do, friends expect you to do, like things like that. Do something a little rebellious, like maybe get your upper ear pierced or some shit. It'd be like, if your mom hates piercings or whatever. Um, Find something small to be rebellious about, because otherwise you could get into a train wreck with that really quick, because having that Phoenix energy in the eclipse house of that solar eclipse, dude, that's a lot. That's a lot. I will say this. I mentioned redoing your spaces, and what is it that you're moving towards, legacies and so on. I do think that this is a good time for you to completely have a Phoenix moment with you, with just you, okay? If you've been thinking about getting a haircut, changing the color of your hair, getting a tattoo, like anything like that, do it. Do it. Obviously, put some thought in. It's just hair and it will grow back. But, this is not on a whim. I'm going to go down to Supercuts and be like, cut the bitch off. I want a mohawk. Like, be really careful. But I think that you need this kind of jolt to you, and having that Venus placement that we talked about. Yeah, this is a lot of activation for this. So just be careful with it. You know what I mean? Just be careful with it. But if you've been wanting to make a change, this is the time. This is the time. You have the energy, you have the drive, and you have the want to do it. So I'm just saying. It's a good time for it. So I don't know if that answered questions or made them worse. I don't know if that answered questions or made them worse. Probably both. You've been wanting a tattoo and a new hair color? I mean, then you should do it. I was talking too much without breathing. So we're going to have to pay attention to that. Lauren is next. And no, I have pulled Lauren's chart. Let's see if it's actually there. The allergy's been allergying lately. It was crazy. Yes. Okay. You're going to have to let us know what hair color you go with, Jessica. I'm just saying, like, I always think I want a different hair color, and then I'm like, no, I don't. I'm a creature of habit. Besides, I couldn't really be the pink Bodhi. You know what I mean? Like, I did pink to purple for a long time. I did. All right, Lauren, this is you when you were born. I'm gonna open a pop. Hold on. I know last night I made the joke about, having enough caffeine to keep a horse awake for 4 years. Y'all, I slept like a baby last night. I hit the bed and was snoring. All right. Leo sits in your first house, moon and ascendant in the first house. Oh yeah, I teased you about that before. Okay. All right, so let's see where it is now. Rules your 12th house, a little bit of your 11th house. Okay. Oh, you have a fuck ton of Pisces plate. Oh, your asteroid sits in Pisces and your moon sits in Pisces. Okay, girl, we about to have a big talk. This portal eclipse, let me pause for a minute, guys. Don't put your birthday in any chat. Mods, if you see that, will you just kind of remove it or whatever? Don't do that. Okay, don't put your birthday in here. Also, for those of you guys that are asking, if you want to get on the list for a reading, you can do so by clicking on my profile link. I'm not just pulling whoever's chart I feel called to pull. But yeah, don't ever put personal information in any chat. And if there are astrologers, and I'm going to put that in air quotes, being petty, if there are astrologers out there telling you to put your birth date and all that stuff in a chat, you should be asking why. You should be asking why. That is a lot of personal information right out there in the public where they can screenshot all of that. Be really, 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 really super, super careful. Okay. But Lauren, let's do all the talkings because you have a major eclipse activator for this lunar eclipse. So this lunar eclipse is going to hit you really, really hard. The solar eclipse, your Leo is governing your 12th house, which is endings, spirituality. So this solar eclipse really caused you to start looking at who you are spiritually, who you want to be, who you've been. It's really was a deep dive down that rabbit hole, memory lane, etc. But it also is making you look at the things that are going on that need to stop, the endings that need to happen. Whether this is with people, I'll breathe more. Let me slow down my breathing. Whether it's with people, whether it's with habits, whether it's with work, whether it's home, whatever it is, you've really been looking at what needs to be done, what you're done with. And that's an interesting place to be because you having, been born with Leo in your first house, that's the house of the self. So you're used to being really sure about everything, having your moon and your ascendant in Leo. You're used to being really, really sure about every little thing you do. You are very confident and very sure about it. So this solar eclipse, really made you question it. I mean, you wanted to go through and play Chop 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 City, Chop 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 City. You wanted to go through and pay attention to all the things. It's not showing me live on YouTube. That means that accidentally, user error, made a mistake, and it is private over there. So shit. I will have to go. I will have to go and fix it later. So if you miss yours, I will have to go and fix it later because I don't know if I can while I'm live. Hold on, Lauren. That makes me a little nervous. I don't like it. Shit. Shatata. I probably just fuck it up. Okay, let me see. Videos. Live. Yeah, it won't. It won't let me change it, I don't think. Oh. It will. Maybe. Maybe. All right, somebody go check now. See if it's showing me live on YouTube. If that works, I'm going to be so excited. Keep all your fingers crossed. Look, is that weird? I've learned how to do that without needing my other hand. It's fucking weird. The things we learn when we are bored. Woohoo! So it is showing me live. So hopefully, so now I need someone to do this. Someone that is over watching YouTube. Go and look and see if you can go back in the live stream and see the beginning of this live stream. I hope so. I hope so. I feel like I just learned some magic. All right, Lauren. So you being able to look at everything in a very, let me end this, let me end this, let me end this eclipse, the solar eclipse, was really interesting for you. I would be willing to bet that you cut off a lot of habits, people, situations, etc., that you just decided, like, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm not doing that anymore. I would also be willing to bet that you made a lot of decisions about yourself spiritually, what you want to do, what you want to be when you grow up, like all those things. But the one that's really going to smack the shit out of you is this upcoming lunar eclipse. So right now, your Virgo is sitting all over your first house, just a smidge of Libra in there, smidge of Virgo in the 12th house, but it's sitting where your ascendant is. The eclipse itself is in Pisces. You have your Phoenix sitting in Pisces right now in the 7th house. Your moon is also sitting in Pisces in the 7th house. Those are both at 10 degrees. Like, there's just a tiny bit of difference, 47 to 55. That small amount of difference between the moon and your Phoenix placement. And then your sun and your Mercury are both also sitting in Pisces, but in the 6th house. So Pisces is ruling your 7th house, and that is interpersonal relationships. What sucks is this is going to be you really looking at getting some sleep, because why am I only yawning like this during yours? But this is really going to be you looking at all of the relationships that you currently have. Family, friends, coworkers, bosses, extended relationship, extended friends, romantic relationships. Like, this is you really looking at all of that. And this is going to be a big Phoenix moment for this. You're going to see the emotions in a lot of stuff. And my advice is going to be, warn the people that you love now, like, look here, look here. I'm going to be emotional over this next eclipse. So I'm just letting you know. You might get a little annoying with the I love you. Do you know that I love you? You might get a little annoying with it. So just let them know now, right? Having your moon there, this is also going to be a lot of intense looking inward at Lauren, looking inward at a lot of things in your life. So be really nice to yourself in the days leading up to the eclipse and a couple days after and during the eclipse, because you're going to be really, really intensely hard on yourself. Uh-oh, what just happened? Internal service error. What was that? Now look here, TikTok. Now look here, TikTok. Okay. I don't know what that was, but I don't like it. My sugar alarm's about to go off, so if I don't put something in my face, it's going to scare the shit out of you and me. So, before we go too much further with that, I want to look at your nodes. So your south node is in retrograde in your 3rd house in Scorpio, and your north node is in retrograde in your 9th house in Taurus. Okay. So, I'm going to stand by what I said when I said be really nice to yourself on this eclipse. Because your south node down there sitting in your 3rd house is not really tied into anything. So this is you cutting off all of these past ways of thinking. And I know that sounds great, right? But here's the thing. We need a certain amount of shadowy aspects to deal with, okay? And I said it that way on purpose. Because if you feel like there's no shadow aspects to deal with, shadow work is like grief, right? Does it take a break sometimes? Do you feel good sometimes? Yes. but it never ends. There are different stages of it. So there's going to be a lot of things that you're going to be tempted to absolutely just night and day change. And because that's in retrograde, you're also going to be tempted to hammer down harder on some of the habits and things like that. So be really careful. Be really nice to yourself. Be nice to my friend Lauren, and don't do a whole bunch of shit that's going to hurt my friend Lauren's feels, okay? Your north node up here in the 9th house in retrograde. This is not the time to go anywhere. This is not the time to go anywhere or plan vacations or anything like that. If you've been ready to plan something, I would put it off just a little bit. Like make a list of all the places that you want to go, the things you want to see, the things you want to do. Make a list, okay? Give it a couple of days after the eclipse to then make those decisions. I will say that if you've been thinking about going back to school or joining any classes, like big commitments, I would be careful with that too, because your north node's sitting up there in that 9th house. If it wasn't in retrograde, I'd be like, dude, get it, right? Get it. But you're going to be super emotional. You're going to want to talk about everything with everybody. That Mercury and Pisces is going to be a big thing. Just warn everybody. Just warn everybody. Be like, you know what? For the 25th through the 29th, I'm just going to wear a sign that says, don't talk to me. I'm emotional today. Like, I mean, whatever it is you need to do. It is going to be a lot. After the eclipse, you're really going to be looking at where you've been putting emotions, where you haven't been putting emotions, and what parts of those things need a complete revamp. So this is going to be a lot of you looking at different relationships, how you've had a relationship with family, with kids, with home, with boss, with whatever. You're really going to be looking at those kind of interpersonal relationships. And there's going to be a lot of them that will get revamped. There's going to be a lot of them that will get kicked to the curb. And there's going to be a lot of them that you will knuckle down really hard, double down really hard with. So everybody around you just needs a fair warning that you're going to be kind of needy a little bit. You're going to be kind of needy a little bit. Let me give you your focus word, and then no, Jessica, I totally forgot about your focus word. So let me give you yours. So Lauren, your focus word is just going to be home. Home. That's it. You have a lot of emotional placements. You have a lot of things about relationships and so on. So just home. Okay. Jessica, I thought about your word for just a second when I saw your message. Your word is red. The color red. R-E-D. Red. Red. So I don't know if that made sense, Lauren. And I'm going to sneak some bitey bites. We're going to have dinner together. Dinner and astrology. Because that boba, what that's going to do is make my sugar go ka-bing, 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 ka-bing. And I don't want to do that. And y'all don't want to do that because that noise is abrasive and I hate it. I hate it. I can't do this with no music. We gotta have music. You agree? Good. I didn't even give you the answer. Okay, good. I just saw your messages over there, Lauren. All right. Ready? Got my yummy little addicting chips over here. It's great. Courtney C is next. I've gotten so used to that noise, the beep of the alarm. I hate it so much. And I really, really, really have to quit telling it shut up. But I hate it. It's the most annoying noise, which I get it. I get it, right? I do. This one sounds like a synthesizer. So y'all will just have to deal with me eating while I do some reads. Sorry. I'll tell you what, mods, if anybody comes in and they say, oh, I hate it when people eat on live streams, go ahead and mute them. Just go ahead and mute them. Because I don't care. I'm just saying. I really have to find out what seasoning they put on these. They're like the spinach tortillas. And I know they have paprika and something else on them, but it's magic. It's so good. So good. Y'all are all just gonna have to come to Tulsa and we'll all go eat at my favorite places. Y'all just come to Tulsa. We'll just go. We'll go bombard the food places. Ooh, my sugar be doing really downward dog. All right. Hold on a minute, Courtney. What we got over here? Fruit. Oh, we got another heat warning. Yay! I don't want to. I don't want to. I'm so sick of heat warnings. I know some of y'all are too. I know I'm preaching to the choir. Shut up. Told you. Told you it was going to go off. I do gotta tell you guys something funny. This one time, Sass and I were in Denver. And we had just got to this we just got to our hotel. We had just gotten to Denver. You know, big old, really nice place. Middle of the night, we're laying there. My fucking alarm goes off. And I said, shut the fuck up. And it went off again. I just silenced it. It went off again. And I was like, oh my God, just let me die. And I hear from the other side of the room, no ma'am. I was so tired. But it was so funny. From the other side of the room in the other bed, wrapped up in blankets, I hear, no ma'am. And it was funny. I'm just saying. It was fucking funny. It was funny. Like, just imagine. Dark ass room. Dark ass hotel room. You're gonna see a wad of blankets and pillows over there. And then just, no ma'am. Was funny. I'm kind of surprised that none of the balls have gone off yet. Nobody? Or are you just happy because the cat's down there? Nobody? Nobody? Bueller. Bueller. All right. Here we go, Courtney. So when you were born, Leo ruled your 10th house. A smidge in your 9th. A smidge of Virgo in your 10th. Okay. This is my brain constantly. I'm just saying. If y'all ever wanted to know what my brain sounds like, it's this right here. Okay. So now Leo sits half and half between your 9th house and your 8th house. Virgo rules your 9th house. Pisces ruling your 3rd house. I'm going to let you know right now, this lunar eclipse is going to hit you a little hard, but not as hard as other people, okay? So this is interesting. And you having, your North Node up there, okay. So I'm going to look at your South Node first, because this is kind of what you're fed up with, what you're tired with, right? Tired with? What you're tired of. Oh, I look up and it's 113 over on YouTube. If this was not in retrograde, I would say that you are, that you're fed up with being broke. But who isn't? This is a little different. Being that it's in Aquarius and it's tied in up there to your Pluto, which is in your 10th house. It's tied into your Saturn. This is you ready to hold on to every single penny that you have. You are so sick of, or you're ready to let go of, I'm going to say frivolous things, frivolous spending. And not just because of the, money going out of your bank account. Not just because everything is fucked up right now. Not just because of that, right? This is really different. This is you, it's almost a panic. I would be willing to bet it's almost, you just retired. Okay, it's almost a panic of holding on to every little teeny tiny cent and looking at what you can do to ensure that you're going to hold on to every teeny tiny cent. The fact that your North Node is up here in your 8th house. 8th house is like the house of rebellion, right? And that does sit in Leo, your North Node. But notice that it's also in retrograde. Notice it's tied in with Pluto. It's tied in with Neptune. And both of those are in retrograde. It's tied in with your sun. It's like, it's a lot, right? The one I'm really looking at is the trine. This one here. Down here to your Mercury, which is in Aries in your 4th house. you are suddenly, I would bet that you had this, I would bet that you had this feeling the other day of, in fact, I bet you've said it a couple times. Oh my God, I'm turning into my parents, or oh my God, I'm turning into my grandparents. You are really feeling this need to kind of get back to something that's so much simpler, something that is so much more calm, something that is, I don't know the right way to put it. Getting back to planning and just existing and being there day by day, and looking at every little penny, every little thing, every little item. Like it's just a need to get back to what you consider, and I bet you have said this, like simplicity. I'm going to tell you a secret, because I have a feeling that this has been really stressing you out. I don't know that there is such a thing as simplicity in our world right now. But focus on what it is that you need to cut out of your path, of your life, of your space. And just allow, really, if you just retired, you ain't got to do shit. You know what I mean? Like, just kind of coast. I would treat this upcoming, really the next, what, 2 weeks until the lunar eclipse? I would really treat this as a vacation. I would treat it as a vacation. Because your Pisces is currently ruling your third house and will be ruling your third house during this eclipse. Meaning that that lunar eclipse is going to hit you really hard. It's going to hit you really hard in the mind up here. Thankfully, you don't have anything in that house, and your Phoenix is just over it right here in the money house, and we're going to talk about that in a minute. But I would bet a day or so before the lunar eclipse, and up to the eclipse, and a day or so after, it's going to be a really intense time for you mentally. And I don't mean bad, just like a lot of hardcore thinking about everything, right? So make sure that you're writing down the important things, or voice recording them, or whatever. Make sure that you're doing that, because this is going to be a crazy big amount of insight for you. It's going to be a crazy big amount of ideas, what you want to do now, where you want to go. The other thing I'm going to say too is your Phoenix placement over here. Why suddenly did that throw me off? All right, I'm like making sure that that's mine and not somebody else's. I'm like, mine don't have a lot of voices in them. Your Phoenix placement right there. It's in the second house. It's in Aquarius. It's agreeing with a lot of shit in your chart. It's agreeing with your Venus and your Mars. It's agreeing with your ascendant, your descendant. It's agreeing with that Uranus placement up there, the 10th house. This is going to be a really unique time for you to, I don't want to say just focus on you and focus on, money and so on, but it's like an intense focus of what all you can do now that you don't have to go to work every day. That's why I said that I would make sure to write down every little idea that you have, every little thing that you want to do. It doesn't matter how frivolous or how crazy it is, right? It might be, you know what? I am now retired. I'm going to eat, this type of bread that my mom used to get when I was little and I haven't had since I was 8. Those are going to be easy to knock off the list. It might be as big as, I want to go, cage shark diving in Hawaii. That's all you, if you want to do that. I ain't ever going to do that. But you see what I mean? Like, you want to make sure that you're looking at all of the possibilities. That's exactly what that Phoenix placement right there is for. When this lunar eclipse pops up, girl, I'm going to say 2 or 3 days after it's done, you are going to be ready to run. Like, there's not going to be a fence that can keep you in. There's not going to be anything that can hold you back. You're going to just go, run, run, run. So make yourself a list and start knocking off those things after the eclipse. Make yourself sit and make the list first. And then you can go and start knocking things off the list. And once you start knocking the really easy things off the list, that's going to give you more motivation for the bigger things. And I don't necessarily mean a bucket list. I just mean just a list. Put all the random shit that you wanted to do over the last few years on there, right? All the dumb shit, all the big shit, all the fun shit, all the crazy shit. Put all of it on there. Put all of it on there. That's where your rebirth is. This is already a big time of transition for you with, you know, being freshly retired and so on. I would love for you to check back in with us here in a couple of months and just tell us what all you've been doing. I'm just saying. You know what? I need to schedule a live that's literally just a check-in. You know, where y'all can come, and I'll schedule that for a couple months out and put it up as like an RSVP ticket. So that way, if y'all want to share like a follow-up with us, I think that would be great, because a lot of times y'all hear other people's readings and you get invested, like, oh my God, I need to know what you've been doing, you know. I think that would be fun. I think that would be fun. All right. Why do I have 9 things open still? Because have you met me? That's why. Because have you met me? All right, let's see. We got Lauren, we got Courtney, and I'm making sure I got everybody from 814 checked off. I like this one a lot. Yes. So now we go to the other Courtney. Courtney W. I love this one. No, I didn't want to do that. No. Have I not ever pulled your chart? I feel like the universe is fucking with me again. Are you serious? Before I get yours up, I'm gonna run and take a bathroom break really quick, because as I mentioned, I've had a lot of drinks today. I could have sworn I pulled your chart though, because I would have made a comment about where you were born and where you currently live. Like, that's where my dad grew up. Like, I've been down there a lot. So I know I would have said that. Like, and I pretty much remember saying that. So I don't know. Timelines be timelining today. All right, so let me run and go pee real quick, and then I'll be right back. Otherwise, I'm gonna float away, and y'all are not gonna like me. Y'all are not gonna like me. It won't be good for a live stream. happened, bears? All right, put the phone back down so it doesn't scream. And now, here we go. All right, let's see here. So when you were born, you were Leo. Leo ruled your 9th house. Okay. So let's look at now. Okay. So Leo is really ruling your 8th house. Your Mars is in Leo. Virgo is ruling your 9th house. Pisces is ruling your 3rd house. Your Saturn in Pisces in retrograde. Your South Node is tied in right there with your Phoenix, okay? North Node is tied in with your Moon, okay? Girl, you are feeling all the need to be rebellious. All of it. All of it. Oh, yes, Courtney, I'm so sorry. Y'all are going to have to remind me about your focus words. Your focus word, this is for Courtney C. I don't know why I can't remember this. Like, I just need to put a big old sign right here. Like, focus word, bitch. Your word? Ooh, I want to give you 2. I'm gonna give you the second one that I thought of, and then I'm gonna tell you the other one, okay? Your first one is just the word out. O-U-T. I originally was gonna give you adventure, but I don't think that's right. I feel like out fits you better. Especially after seeing your chart. Out fits you better. All right. So now Courtney W. I'm sorry, you guys are gonna have to remind me. Like, my brain is 9 shades of scattered right now. So we're gonna start with that Leo up there. You are so welcome, and thank you for reminding me. We're gonna start with that Leo up here, and you have Mars in Leo. So this is in kind of that rebellious house of, I'm not going to do what I'm told house. And I would bet that this solar eclipse was an interesting couple of days for you. I would bet leading up to it, during it, and then a day or so after it. I would bet that now it's kind of starting to calm down a little bit, but you really were in the fuck you, fuck this, fuck that mode. I don't think it was so much anger as it just was, I am going to do all of the things I'm not supposed to do. I am going to rebel as many ways as I can rebel, especially because your Mars is sitting right there, and your Mars is tied into your sun, it's tied into your moon. I mean, like, it's tied into your ascending, like, it's literally tied into everything. So this was like Stewart on was it Saturday Night Live or Mad TV? I can't remember now. Where he's like, look what I can do. Like, that was exactly your whole mentality with that solar eclipse. Watch this, bitches. Like, watch this, bitches. Look what I can do. I would bet that it's died down a little bit, but it's still there. It's not going to go away just yet, right? Not until we get out of this eclipse window. Then you have Virgo really ruling your 9th house. And what's interesting about this is that you also have your Jupiter sitting there, which is like your luck, your personal power, etc. And that is sitting in Libra. What this tells me, having Virgo in that 9th house, as we get up to this eclipse, you're hardcore looking at your brain. You're hardcore looking at what you know. Philosophies about life, like, where does this need to change, or where does that need to change? And coming on the heels of that, heels, my Oklahoman came out, coming on the heels of that intense fuck you aspect there. This is really you looking at where your philosophies need to change, where what you know needs to shift. And having Pisces ruling your third house down there, and your Saturn just barely being in Pisces in retrograde. And let me say this. And it's tied in with that right there. That Pisces over your third house, this lunar eclipse is going to hit you really rough. Saturn is your discipline. It's your work ethic. It's karma. And having that in retrograde, you're already feeling like you don't want to do things, right? Like you don't want to go to work. You don't want to do shit. You don't want to do things. Definitely not shit and things. So you're going to really be fighting with yourself just to leave the house during that eclipse, during that window, the day before, day after, etc. Leading up to it, you're going to want to be a homebody. Like that's it. You don't want to do anything else. Like, fuck this. I'm going to be right here. There is no catch Courtney outside, right? Courtney is not going outside. And I mean, you're in a state that's hot as fuck too. So, but your south node over here, this is what you're fed up with. And the fact that you also have your Saturn in retrograde is interesting. You are completely fed up with how much you have been giving without getting anything in return. You have been fed up with, or you are fed up with, how much output you have done for family, friends, work, your health, all of these different things, and not getting anything in return, or just getting like a breadcrumb here and there. That's also tied in with your Phoenix. Now your Phoenix is in retrograde in your chart in the 12th house. So this is not going to be some big massive time of ending, cutting things off, you know, telling people fuck you or whatever. But this is a lot of planning of how to tell people fuck you in the best possible way. Your north node being over here though, and tied in with your moon, tells me that you are going to be really hardcore, almost Santa Claus over there, making a list and checking it twice. My advice is going to be, especially because that Phoenix placement is in retrograde right above it. My advice is going to be go ahead and cut a couple of things off. Either some toxic friendship that you've had for a long time and you don't talk very much, just go ahead and block that person. You don't have to do it in a big spectacular way, right? Just block that person. Or a situationship, or anything like that. Go ahead and cut a couple of those things off, because where that north node sits, that is you really getting back to center for you. It's tied in with your moon, which is in your 4th house. Pay really close attention to all of the things that you're wanting to say fuck you to. I'm going to advise not to make any big decisions on the lunar eclipse. It is the 27th into the 28th. I'm going to advise not to make any big decisions during that time, but do be, in between now and then, cutting off the things that need to be cut off. Because I think that this is going to be a really, really interesting time of big, big changes for you. Okay? Does that make sense? I actually am going to remember to give you your focus word. And I would like for you to take this literally. And I'm going to tell you why, okay? The word is scissors. I would get a pair of scissors. Take yourself down to Michael's or Hobby of the Lobby, or I think they even have them at like Walmart and stuff. They have these cute little scissors in the sewing department, the crafting department, that look like peacocks, and they're all different sizes or all different colors. Get you a pair of ornate scissors as your spiritual scissors. okay? Because that north node also being over there in your 12th house, this is a good time for you to get back to your spiritual self, your spiritual practice. Like, it is a good time for all of that. A really, really good time for all of that. So, and getting into something new spiritually will also scratch that itch up there with that 9th house. Okay? Did I have that the whole time where you couldn't see it? Did I have that the whole time where you couldn't see it? I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I can believe. I was going to say, I can't believe I did that. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. I can believe it. I absolutely can believe it. I'm surprised somebody didn't say, Bodhi, we can't see the thing. I was watching. Okay, so this is what I was talking about. No, it wasn't intentional. If I am reading someone's chart and it's not on the screen, y'all might have to be like, yo, bitch, fix it. Maybe don't say that. But you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, because somebody's going to take that too far and then they're going to be a dick about it, you know? So just be like, hey, would like to see that now, you know? Just saying. Well, there you go. If you want to take a screenshot, I'll even move over like that so you can see. This is where my brain is today. Oh, all right. All right. Alexandria and Javier. So we're going to do Alexandria first. Ladies first. Oh, I think you are in a much different place, so it is going to change it. Okay. So we're going to do this. I'm going to remember this time. So this is when you were born. And Leo was technically just a smidge the ruler of your 5th house. Because Cancer was a little smaller than your Leo. And then Leo also is almost half of your 6th house. Okay. All right. So let me do this. That way I can move it forward. There we go. Damn. Okay. This is now. Ma'am. Ma'am. That's funny. That is so damn funny. It's not even funny. Tell me that you are so ready to make changes without telling me you're ready to make changes. Like, dude. Leo is governing your 4th house, and it's just a smidge over there in your 3rd house, but you have no placements in that. You have no placements in Virgo either, but Virgo is half in your 4th house and half in your 5th house. Pisces is about half in your 10th house and half in your 11th house. And no placements up there either. So the solar eclipse was all about you being focused on home and family and traditions and roots and so on. The eclipse coming up is going to be you trying to figure out a balance between home and creativity, home and work, basically, because you have it up there in your career and social house as well. So home and your creative self, and then also your career, job, and social aspects. But what I find interesting is all of this shit. Like, girl, ma'am, we're going to start here because this is your south node. What are you fed up with? Your schedule. Period. You're fed up with your schedule. The 6th house is work ethic. It's also health. It's how you do things. Your inner discipline. So you're fed up with pushing yourself so far that you end up in the dirt. And the fact that you have all those other placements there, Sun, Pluto, Mercury, and Saturn all in the 6th house, dude. And then straight across from it, you have your North Node, which is sitting in your spiritual house in Taurus, one of the most knuckle down, get shit done zodiac signs that there is. This is what you are wanting to take on, what you want to do, where you want to go. That is your house of endings. So God forbid you've made Alexandria mad lately because she's just going to be like chop, 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 chop. But this is also your spiritual house. So you really are taking a look at, during this eclipse portal, you're really taking a look at where you have been neglecting yourself on kind of a spiritual, emotional level. Giving too much for everybody else and not allowing yourself to have time for you spiritually. What I really love is this up here. This Phoenix placement is in your 10th house, which part of your 10th house is in Pisces. It's in Aquarius. And it is sitting smack dab in a very strong placement in that career wheelhouse. Notice the squares. Notice that it's not getting along with either one of your nodes, and it's not getting along with your Saturn. If you were wanting to do anything to push your career, yourself, in a different trajectory, maybe not complete right turn, but in a different trajectory, this is the time to look at that. I'm not going to say do it because of that placement with the North Node. Just look at it. Just pay attention to where you're feeling like you need and want to make shifts in your career. There's a lot of planets right here in your 8th house, including your Uranus. So your planet of rebellion is sitting in your house of rebellion that one's actually in Sagittarius. The other two are in Capricorn. Your luck and your drive, your passion. You're going to have to be really, really careful with just burning everything to the ground and driving off into the sunset, okay? That is the energy of it. Like, fuck this. We're lighting it all on fire and I'm going to cruise away off somewhere else. So, oh, you almost quit your job yesterday. That's what I'm saying. It is a lot of intense energy. All of this change over here, all of this side that is your rebellion, how you're looking at relationships, your work ethic, what you're fed up with, like, dude, it's a lot. My advice is going to be, because of that Phoenix placement, sit back and take a gander at all of the things right now that you dislike about just everything in general. Start with career stuff, because that's where that Phoenix is. Start there. Look at what is it that makes you dislike either what you do, who you work with, the job. Like, what is it that makes you dislike those things? Make a list. Get them all out, right? Just make a list. Like, fuck this, fuck this, fuck this, fuck this, fuck this, right? Make a list. That's going to help you to give ideas to it, to give words to it. Don't act on it yet. That Uranus placement is going to make you want to act on it. But as this eclipse comes up, I want you to just kind of mull over all the things that you're sick of. Mull over all of the things that have you to the point where you're like, I am not going to do this with any of y'all any fucking more, right? Because I kind of know what you do for a living, and because I've read for you for a long time, I think that this is going to be a good time for you to make a lot of changes. But I think that being strategic about them is going to be the key. All of this energy right here is a fuck you, let's do it right now kind of energy. But I will say that your Capricorn is basically the ruler of your 9th house up there, which is your philosophy and higher learning and so on. And then it is definitely the ruler of your 8th house. So thankfully, that is a very steady, like, let me plan out all the things first type of sign. But all that Scorpio energy that's in your chart right now, that is a lot of fuck you energy. Like, watch me do something different. So pay really close attention to making that list, looking over everything. Look for the common theme. Look for, you know, the things that you need to do to make sure that you are taking care of you, because that's also a lot of placements in that 6th house. I think that you're going to find a common theme with everything. And I think that you're going to find exactly where it is that you need to go, what you want to do. Just brain over it for a little bit. Okay. Just brain over it for a little bit. The other thing that's going to make that rebellion house happy up there is the planning aspect of it, especially if you're planning a big fuck you. Especially if you're planning a big fuck you. That's going to make that happy. It's also going to make that North Node in Taurus happy, right? So I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Your focus word. Oh, I cannot believe I'm going to give you this focus word. I'm having the weirdest deja vu moment right now. Your focus word is going to be quit. I can't believe I'm giving you that focus word. But it's not just like job stuff. It is all of the things that you need to quit, or that you need to quit doing, okay? But I think that word right there is going to give you the drive to make those plans, okay? Yeah, so I was like, I can't believe that this is the word I'm going to give you. Dude, I kind of can't wait to see Javier's compared to yours now. Shit. I've pulled his chart before, yeah? Yes, there he is. Watch, he'll be grounded. I mean, that would be a good thing for you. That would be a really good thing for you. Oh, you got yourself a workaholic. Okay. His Leo is in the 10th house. Governing the 10th house. A little tiny smidge of Cancer in the 10th house. And then also a little bit of Leo in the 11th house. Okay. Okay. So he's really feeling the need to be a workaholic right now. Okay. So his Leo currently is in the 9th house, governing the 9th house, a little tiny bit in the 8th house. Oh, y'all both fed up with a lot of shit. Okay. And then Virgo is in the middle of the 9th house and 10th house. Pisces is in 3rd house and oh. So let me just say this right now. His Phoenix for this upcoming eclipse is sitting in Pisces, which is the zodiac sign that this eclipse is going to be in the 4th house. And his Mars is right there too. Son of a fuck. This didn't even play all the way down my fucking playlist, and it started playing somebody else's shit. How do I get that to not be a thing? I want the thumbs down. Thumbs down. I don't want to hear that shit. You're going to get me in trouble. Murph. Okay. This is a big thing. A huge, huge thing. This lunar eclipse is going to be really heavy on him. All right, let's dig into it. Leo being in the 9th house. He's going to be ready to run. He's ready to go on vacation. He's ready to say, fuck this, fuck you, I need a break. He's ready to run away, right? Like, he's not like, bye, I'll see ya. You know, not that kind of stuff, but he needs a break. He needs a vacation. And he's really feeling the need to. I would be willing to bet too that he's also he's going to be wanting to sit and talk about a lot of like higher philosophies of life and so on. The Virgo Pisces aspect there, that is travel, higher learning, philosophy, and then also career. So he's going to be looking at the philosophy behind what he does, why he does it. That's not even Oklahoman. Why he does it. Actually, it probably is backwoods Oklahoma. Okay, anyway, why he's doing it. And that's going to couple down there that Pisces is halfway in the 3rd house. So he's going to have this really intense time around this upcoming lunar eclipse. Then the other part of his Pisces in the 4th house. So even though he wants to run away and take a vacation, he also wants to stay at home and don't talk to me, right? Like, I'm going to stay at home with my peoples that I love and don't talk to me, right? Then you have his Phoenix placement right here that, hang on, is tied into a lot. His Sun and his Saturn up there in the interpersonal planetary house, and it's arguing with them. It's arguing with his moon placement. Like, he's going to be pretty, he's going to be pretty emotional. Come on. Glad. Come on. Do you want up here or not, homie? He's going to be pretty emotional over this eclipse. I'm just letting you know. Come on. Come on. You want scratches or not? You just scratched the shit out of me. Last call. Going, gone. Okay. So give him some space, right? When he's wanting to talk about a bunch of shit, y'all are going to have, here's what I do love about this though. Y'all are going to have some of the most deep conversations that you've probably ever had together over the next couple of weeks. On the eclipse, on the 27th into the 28th, my advice for both of you as a couple, have a date night. Have a date night. Go do something calm, right? Go have dinner somewhere where you can sit out on a patio and just talk and chill. Go for a drive. Go do something like that. Because it's going to scratch the itch where you need to talk about the shit that you're tired of. And it's going to scratch the itch with him needing to talk about philosophy and home and things like that. So do that. Because that's going to help you both and allow you both to help each other. Now, we're going to talk about the nodes because this is a lot, okay? So his south node is up here in the 8th house. It is in the house of rebellion and it's in Cancer. It's in retrograde. Even though he needs to leave and he needs to run away and he needs to, you know, go away, he's not going to. You're going to have to, if both of you decide you want to take a vacation, you're going to have to almost make him go. Okay? That's why I said a date night would be a good thing for both of you. And then this one. This is the new things he wants to bring in. It is in retrograde. It is in Capricorn in the second house, the house of money. He's not going to want to spend the money on a vacation either. He's not. He's just going to be like, I'm not doing that. Absolutely not. I'm not doing it. So you're going to have to kind of talk him into going on a vacation. If you can, I believe the 27th. So the 27th is a Thursday. 28th is a Friday. You're still going to have that eclipse energy on that weekend. You know, kind of, it's going to be fading a little bit. If you can, maybe plan a night away for you guys for the 28th. Not far. You know what I mean? But far enough. Hour or two away. Far enough, right? He's going to be really knuckling down on money. He's going to be really knuckling down on everything. So don't be surprised if coming up to the eclipse, he's counting every penny. And you're going to be like, why? What the fuck is going on? Why? He's not going to be able to explain it to you. He's going to have like 900 reasons. And to be honest, there are 900 reasons in the world right now that all of us should be paying attention to every fucking penny we find on the street, right? But Capricorn is your workaholic, your driven ambition zodiac in the second house, which is money. So I think the two of you having a lot of conversations about your future, the two of you having a lot of conversations about where you're going and why you want to go there, it's going to bring the two of you closer. And it's going to allow you to connect in a way that no matter how long you've been together, it's going to allow you to connect in a little bit of a deeper way. Like if you can take off the 27th and go somewhere for the night, I don't think you'll get him to. He's not going to take off Friday for work. But if you can, that would be the best thing to do. Find a place where you can sit out on, you know, a porch, a balcony that's not at home and go enjoy something. Okay? Because the two of you have a lot of things mulling around up there, and this eclipse is bringing out a lot of shit. It's bringing up a lot of fears, a lot of emotions, a lot of fuck this person and fuck this person. It's bringing up a lot of that for both of you. So this is going to be an intense time where the two of you can really, I don't want to say bond, but that's the only word I can think of. The two of you can really understand each other in a deeper way. And I think this is actually going to be a really good time for both of you together. Apart might be a little hard, but I think both of you together, I'm just saying. Does that make sense, Alexandria? So I know you were joking. You're like, watch him be really grounded. Not really, but the two of you do kind of cancel each other's anxiety out. So I do like that part. That does make me really, really happy. That makes me really happy. It should make you happy too. So his focus word, I'm going to give him a funny one. Okay? His focus word is piggy, like piggy bank. Okay? His focus word is piggy. And that might need to be a joke between the two of you. You know, like every time he's getting too hardcore with money or tracking every little pretty penny, then you can say piggy. You know, like, okay, you know, all right, feed the pig, you know, or whatever. Because I think he's going to get super serious about a lot of shit, and you're going to need a way to kind of like lighten up, Holmes, you know. So. All right. Jennifer R is next. Exactly. Break the ice. Yeah. What is this song? Okay. I like it. Jennifer, how have I never pulled your chart? Okay, you know, whatever. Whatever. Whatever, whatevs. All right. Thank you for the compliment about my hair. It's actually, you know, halfway doing what it should do today. So I'm not mad about it. Not mad about it. My kid and I were talking earlier because you can see like the little bit of red streak I got still left right there. But we were talking earlier about I've decided to let my sides grow out, and it's funny because where my hair is turning white on top, there's a lot of patches on the side where it just looks like, I mean, you can, now that it's grown out a little bit, but you can see red and then nothing. And so when it was shaved, there would be times it looked like I had bald spots. Like, it's ridiculous. But I'm not mad. I'm not mad. I'm actually excited that my hair's turning white. All right. Jennifer, this is you when you were born. Leo rising, Leo ruling your first house, and then a little bit in your 12th house. Okay, so let's look at now. That's a lot of retrograde, ma'am. What the hell, fuck? I don't even know what to say about you. Oh, your moon is sitting in Virgo for the eclipse. That's fun. That's great. That's fun. Okay. So you have your moon in Virgo in the house of endings for the lunar eclipse, which is during Virgo season in Pisces. So that's an intense thing. And your Phoenix placement is just barely out of Pisces. So that's a pretty intense activation. And then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 things in retrograde. Just go ahead and sell all your shit and go be a monk somewhere. I'm just kidding. Don't really do that. All right. You want up here? Come on. Come on. Come on. You have to do it, homie. Come on. Yeah. Yeah. I love you. And they all want to see you anyway. Come here. They want to see you. Oh, he just wants my dinner. You don't love me. You just love my dinner. You're not nice. Here, everybody wants to see how big you are. Everybody wants to say hi to the Vlad Pad. You're famous. They love you. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. Is that what you needed? You just needed snuggles. You want to do astrology with me? You're not getting my dinner, Holmes. You can sit down, though. He weighs almost 15 pounds now. Oh, I'm telling everybody your business. His ears went straight back when I said that. Telling everybody your business. Yeah. You already had your treaty treats today. You did. You did. I know when your kid gets home, she'll give you more treaty treats. Yeah, she will. You are so spoiled. As I'm telling everybody how chunky you are. Yeah. Oh. No. He gave me the look. I know you want my dinner. All right. Now I got Vlad hair all over me. All right. I don't trust you. I don't trust you. So I'm going to have you get back down. Okay? I love you. I got cat hair all over me. You know, yeah, those of y'all that have cats, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Oh, I hate cat hair. But like when they lay their ears down and then their eyes get real big. And he kept doing this. Like, you're not jumping up at my face. You are not jumping up at my face. Like, I already knew. I already knew. Oh my God. It's going to drive me up the wall. Oh, I got it. Thank God. Thank all the gods. But y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. Every one of y'all that has a cat, they get that look and you're like, you're fixing to bite the shit out of me. I'm not stupid. Go away. Go away. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. Kind of surprised he's leaving the dogs alone, really. All right, now we're down to 5 drinks. All right. All right. All right, Jennifer. So, your Leo is now half in your 11th house, half in your 12th house. There's another one. I can feel it. Virgo. I was laughing at you with the Virgo moon. Virgo is half over your 12th house, half over your 1st house. Pisces is half over your 7th, half over your 6th. Okay. Crazy amount of retrogrades. Let's go through all of this. With that, with the solar eclipse, having your Leo half over the 11th and half over the 12th, you really were feeling everything in the world. You really were feeling all of the social aspects, all of the issues, and I would be willing to bet that you probably looked at social media and the news and stuff more over that solar eclipse than you have in a long time. And I think that this is kind of like, you know what I mean? Going like this. The fact that you have the zodiac that will be, you know, that it will be that time of the year, and the zodiac placement that the lunar eclipse will be in, sitting over your ascendant and descendant, is a big thing. You have your moon in Virgo during an eclipse, right? That's happening during Virgo season. That is a really, really big placement. It's just barely over that 12th house line. The reason I joked and I said this is, you know, just go ahead and sell all your shit and go become a monk. Don't really do that. Okay. It was a joke. Is that you're feeling the need for such a big, massive change and a big, massive rebirth. And you're going to have to really be careful about where you place that energy. Having this Phoenix placement over here in the 6th house, just barely out of Pisces during this eclipse, that's a pretty big activation for you with this eclipse. The one coming up on the 27th into the 28th. And that is the Phoenix asteroid that governs, like, what is a rebirth for you. This is really you hardcore looking at you, taking care of you more than you have been. I don't think that's a bad thing. The fact that this is tied in a good way with your Uranus down here and your Pluto both in retrograde means that you have been really looking at how other people see you. You've been looking at how you're seeing yourself, how you're treating yourself. So I think that this, you know, from now as we go down towards the lunar eclipse, I think that this is going to be a time of you really getting back to taking care of you. The side effect of that is that there are going to be people that don't like that. So get ready for it, okay? That's when you can let loose on the, well, fuck you, this is what I'm doing. But all of those retrogrades down there, there's 3 just in your house of like family and roots and home. There's 3 in your mind. There's 1 big one in your material girl house. So I want to talk about these nodes, okay? Because you have your south node down here. It's in your 3rd house. This eclipse, the upcoming eclipse, say be nice to yourself. Because that placement right there tells me that you're going to be nitpicking every little thing. I'm also going to say be kind of nice to other people, because did I mention that that placement tells me you're going to be nitpicking every little thing? You're so fed up with just so much shit that it's almost like this need to hermit and not tell anybody anything. You're going to have to be really careful that you don't shut out people that actually have your best interests in mind, people that love you and care about you. The North Node up here is in your 9th house. It's in retrograde. That normally would mean it's not the time to, you're not wanting to take some big lengthy vacation. You're not wanting to go and get another 4-year degree. You're not, you're not wanting to redo your entire philosophy about life. But because that is tied in with your Uranus, which is in your 4th house, I think that taking a break around that weekend of that lunar eclipse, either right after or, whatever, even if it's just a day trip across town or something, I think that is going to help you work through a lot of the emotions and a lot of the bullshit that's going to come bubbling up from this eclipse. You're feeling the need to really get back to who you know that you are. Having your sun up there in that 9th house is another indicator of getting back to who you really want to be. So I think that this eclipse portal right here, there's going to be a lot of big things that come up. There's going to be a lot of big decisions that come up. My advice is going to be, don't make them until after the lunar eclipse, but pay attention to them, right? Even the crazy ones, even the absolutely crazy ones, write them down. Even the crazy ones, okay? They might give you an idea later when you're looking through that list. This is, it's a lot of change. It's a lot of shifting. It's a lot of getting back to who you are. It's a big deal. It is a big deal. And you should look at it like a big deal. Like, if you've been feeling like this is a life-changing eclipse portal, a life-changing moment, etc., it kind of is. It kind of is. This could be the difference in you enjoying the next 3, 4, 5 years to you being absolutely miserable. And I think that you should take every single opportunity to make sure that you're not miserable. Every single opportunity to make sure that you really do love everything, love who you are, where you're going, what you do. I think that you need to make sure that Jennifer is solid and that Jennifer is good. So pay attention to all the things, because I wouldn't be so worried about it, except that has a ton of retrogrades, man. That is a ton of retrogrades, all except for one in the self, the part of the self, right? In your money house, in your mind, in your roots, like the 3 main things that provide security. So pay attention to all of them, but have a safe word for yourself that allows you to kind of focus. And so that being said, let me give you your focus word for this. And maybe this will help. It is just the word solid. Just the word solid. I think that'll help tremendously. More than you realize it will. More than you realize. All right, let's see here. What is this going on? There we go. Make sure I got everybody there. So we have Paris, Tina, Ashley, and Krista. Let me refresh this. All right. So we have Paris. Paris. Wait. Did I just fuck that up? No, okay. I was like, oh no, did I just fuck that up? No, I didn't. Paris, I know I pulled yours. If yours isn't in there, me and this software gonna fight. I'm kind of surprised that, or maybe I just haven't noticed them. Have y'all noticed any of the cat balls going off? I haven't. I just find it interesting that that one right there had been going off like crazy the last time, and now nothing. Maybe they just needed to be up to be seen. All right, so when you were born, Leo was half on your 4th house and half on your 5th house, okay? Now it's half on your 4th house, mainly on your 3rd house. Your 4th house is ruled by Virgo. Your 10th house is pretty much ruled by Pisces. 2/3 of it's in Pisces, 1/3 of it in Aquarius. And then a little bit of Pisces leaking over into the 11th house. You also have your Mars in Aquarius. You have your Phoenix in Cancer in retrograde. You have your North Node in your 3rd house in Leo in retrograde. You have your South Node in retrograde in your 9th house in Aquarius. Okay. It's a lot of placements up here in your 9th house, dude. Your sun is actually in your 9th house. See how it's 25 and 25? I also find it interesting, 3, 3, 25, 25. So you have these 2 placements almost on top of each other and these 2 placements almost on top of each other. Okay, so we're going to start down here with your Leo because it has shifted over a little bit to where instead of you being focused on your creative self and home, you're focused on home and your mental health, your mental self, your mind. Your Virgo being the ruler of your 4th house, that is an intense look with this upcoming lunar eclipse, an intense look at home. It's also an intense look at your career and what you're doing, where you're going. Because Pisces is ruling your 10th house and your Mars. So this really, both of those together translates as security, safety and security. This lunar eclipse is going to really shed light on where you need to either make changes, make shifts, or knuckle down to ensure that your safety and security is solid. It's looking for holes in your armor, basically. The fact that your South Node is up here in retrograde in your 9th house, I would be very careful about making any big decisions to move. I would be very careful about making any big decisions to go back to school until after this eclipse. Notice that is trine with your ascendant over there. So this is a lot of you almost kind of hermiting, like pulling into yourself a little bit, like, let me pay attention to this, let me pay attention to that. I'm not going to pay attention to all these people or this situation or this. I don't think that this is going to be the best time. Well, not the best time to plan a vacation. Wait till after, then plan your vacation. If you're wanting to go to school, I would say waiting until after the eclipse as well to look at school options and stuff for next spring. I think that's going to be a good thing too. I'm not saying don't, because that is a lot of placements in your 9th house for travel and higher learning and so on. So this is going to be a good time for you to really knuckle down and do those things again after this eclipse portal. So just treat your eclipse portal as research, right? Like just kind of spying to see what it is you want to do, what you should do, what you can do. Like take it as gathering all this intel, right? Your North Node being down here in your 3rd house, dude. That solar eclipse was rough on you. That solar eclipse was rough on you. And I think that it probably made it rough on people around you too, because that is what it is you're heading towards in retrograde. So you really were pulled into yourself, focused on all this other shit, focused on just you, nobody else. Like, this was you really hardcore paying attention to yourself, hardcore paying attention to um, how you felt, how you were approaching life, like all those things. The other thing that I'm going to say is, I think a lot of that solar eclipse energy is finally doing this, but you're still feeling that retrograde placement in your third house, because look at what all it's tied into. That is kind of a dickhead placement right there, because see the two red things that go up, okay? They go to your Neptune and to your Mercury. That Neptune is your spiritual placement, right? It's in the ninth house. You want to take classes, you want to learn, you want to get back to being spiritual, like you really want to do all these things. And that dickhead placement down there is telling you, like, why would you want to do that? That North Node placement is really being an asshole to you. So I would 100% give that little bitch a name. That way you can ignore it easier. In fact, here's a good exercise for you to do. If you give that thing a name, then put just a fake phone number in your phone, right? Some number that doesn't exist. Give it that name and then block that number. Block that number. And then every time that pops up, oh, well, you can't really do this, or you can't really do that, or why would you want to take these classes, or who are you to be like this, or whatever. You can go, oh yeah, this is why I blocked you. This is why I blocked you. So give it a name that's easy to ignore, right? Because this is hardcore talking to your descendant right here, which is your shadow side. Your Phoenix, let's talk about that, because that little thing is in retrograde and tied in with your moon and in Cancer. It's actually tied in with a lot, and it's arguing with a lot of things. So you're feeling stuck, and you're feeling like you don't have the time, the energy, the money, whatever, to have any kind of big rebirth, right? Girl, just do it. Just do it. I'm serious. Just do it. This being tied in with all these other things that are telling you that you need to shift and change and so on. That one place will, okay, those two placements, those are both trying to tell you, like, nope, you can't do it. Nope, you can't do it. Monetarily, yeah, it's probably not in the cards, but start making the plans for what it is that... Start making the plans for who Paris wants to be when you grow up. Start making those plans. Put some of those in action too. Like, if it's as simple as... I told somebody else, like, if it's as simple as getting a haircut, then make a little plan, go get a haircut. If it's as simple as changing the color of your hair, do that. Like, that's what I'm going to recommend. Start with some of these changes that are... They're little changes, but they're big to you. This one's gonna hurt, okay? I had to do this earlier this week, and it took me 2.5 days, okay? If you have one of those pairs of pants that you've had for like a decade, and it's ripped up, it's crappy, it just needs to go in the garbage or whatever, throw it in the garbage. Throw in the garbage. Like, you keep wearing them because they're your favorite pants, even though they are terrible and look like shit and they don't fit. Just throw them in the trash. If they're all ripped to shred, throw them in the trash. Otherwise, maybe give them to somebody else that can use them. But getting rid of some things out of your space will also help you to feel this little bit of rebirth. But I think that those two placements are kind of it's gonna make you feel like you're stuck and keep you stuck. When you have all of these other placements up here that say go. The two dickhead ones are right here saying no. All of these say go, okay? The Mars and Pisces in your career, if it is something on your radar that you're wanting to look at switching careers, start putting those plans in motion. Start putting those plans in motion. If you're just wanting to look for another job, like start doing all those things and put those in motion. Don't listen to those two down there because they're going to tell you that you can't do it, you don't need to do it, etc. If you do it the right way and put everything in motion, you have a couple of really intense Capricorn placements right now. Dude, this, you can use this like a catapult, right? You're just winding the catapult down to fling yourself forward. So that's actually the word I'm going to give you is catapult. Okay. Let's see. All right, Tina. Reezer, if you would shoot a message, because off the top of my head, I can't think of what it is. So, shoot me a message on the website. I'm getting through everything slowly but surely. So if y'all have been sending messages, know that I'm getting there. Okay. It's just me right now trying to answer everything, and my schedule is already pretty hectic. It feels like all the fucking time. All right. Tina. So when you were born, Leo is full in your 9th house. And this is now. Oh, Lord. It is full in your 8th house, and your sun is currently sitting there, all in the rebellion. So this solar eclipse, you probably made the comment that you were going to move to the other side of the world. You probably were ready to cut and run and do all the things that you could to thumb your nose at everybody that ever existed. Okay, I see you over there. And then you have Virgo really over in your 10th or your 9th house, a little bit in your 8th house, and you have your Pisces really big in your 3rd house and a little bit in your 2nd house. Okay. Your Phoenix is up there in your 11th. Oh, in your 11th house of Scorpio. Okay. I'm going to give you a be careful advice right off the bat here, because that Phoenix placement is in Scorpio, which is a very intense sign. And it is in the 11th house, which is your social house. And you have 3 intense placements over there in your 8th house in Leo, the house of rebellion, in a very rebellious sign. You're going to have to really be careful about taking on too much of a social justice mantle, and putting yourself in harm's way. I know that you want to go do the things, but be smart about them. That's all I'm going to say. Okay. All right. Leo being in that 8th house of rebellion. I'm just shaking my head. That solar eclipse has got you on a tear. It has got you like ready to tear shit up. It's got you ready to do everything everybody ever told you not to. Like, it's crazy. That Virgo placement up there, it sits really heavily in your 9th house and about, I don't know, a 4th in your 8th house. Here's what you can do to scratch this itch of the rebellious aspect and scratch the itch of that Virgo placement. And also, with that mind, that mental placement down there, and a little bit in your 2nd house, which is your material girl house. Go take a class, sign up to take a class of one of the most insane things that you can think of, right? Glass blowing, or I don't know, some crazy shit, knife making at the Renaissance Fair. I don't know. Sign up for some crazy ass class, because your Virgo sits a lot in that house of higher learning and philosophy. It sits a little bit in that rebellion house, so it'll scratch both of those itches, right? A class on something super crazy, And then with that Pisces sitting straddling your mind, the part of your mind, your mental house, and then your material girl house, taking a class, your brain hears class, and it equals skill that I can use. So do you see what I'm saying? Take a class in something absolutely fucking crazy, okay? Absolutely crazy. Something that has nothing to do with your career or what you want to do. Just something absolutely insane that sounds fun. Obviously, be safe, okay? Don't do anything stupid. But that is going to help all four of those things. Let's see how. Your south node, yeah. Your south node in your second house in Aquarius is in retrograde. So you're also paying attention to every little teeny tiny penny that's going in, going out. You're paying attention to everything. And all the pennies that are going out, you're probably looking at the thing it's going to, going, do I really have to do that? Like you're fed up with all of the little nickel and diming, probably feeling like you're your own grandpa, you know, like, oh, that damn kids, whippersnappers, taking all my money. Like you're feeling that really intensely. You're feeling this, I'm actually going to say to embrace that, okay? Because being fed up with spending is one thing. Being fed up with where the fuck is all this money going is another. And I think that if you are indulging that and focusing on that a little bit, I think you're going to find a lot of places where you can pare down expenses and put a little extra money in your pocket every month. So go ahead and embrace that one. Now, the North Node up here in retrograde in that 8th house, this is like your saving grace up here for this 8th house with this rebellious nature in Leo. The fact that it's tied into your Uranus, which is your planet of rebellion, in that 11th house, is another reason I said be really careful about how far you go with social issues. Obviously, be nice and take care of you, you know, because we don't want you going to the jails or anything like that. But you do need to find something that allows you to I'm trying to think of the right way to say it. You need to find something that allows you to get involved and push the button without pushing it too far. Right? You want to kick the ball, but you don't want to kick the ball and hit somebody in the face. There we go. That's a good one. You can play kickball, but you gotta adjust your aim. I would say really, really pay attention to really pay attention to all the things that you can help with socially from wherever it is that you are. All the things you can get involved with, all the things that you can do to help, whether it's behind the scenes, in front of the scenes, whatever. Go ahead and indulge that aspect because you need to. You need to. If you don't, that is going to drive you crazy. Okay? That is absolutely going to drive you crazy. Okay? I think that this lunar eclipse coming up is going to be it is going to be the ending of the big rebirth that started with the solar eclipse. And I think by embracing it and embracing the changes that you need to make, want to make, etc., that is going to make you finally be able to take a deep breath and relax for a minute. I think that you feel like a different person. You feel like you need to be a different person. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think that this right here is exactly what needs to happen and what should happen. So embrace it. Don't overpromise to yourself. Don't overpromise things to yourself. I think that's a good way of putting that. You smell what I'm smoking, right? You smell what I'm smoking. Your focus word is going to be fly. Your focus word is going to be fly. And I'm looking at your comments over there and seeing like, I see you over there. I see you over there. Ooh, how far down the list am I? There we go. Okay. Oh, okay, that's funny that I put you in the West. That was so weird. It sounded like something fell off the ceiling and hit something over there, but there's nothing that would have fallen off the ceiling. Nobody's over there talking. All right. So I've got Ashley and Krista. So I'm actually going to go ahead and close tickets for tonight because I am worried about going to pick up kiddo here in just a minute. All right. Ashley. That was a really creepy way to say Ashley. Ashley. All right. You're welcome. It was funny and you know it. All right. I know I have pulled Ashley's chart. I know. Yeah. All right. So when you were born, your Leo ruled your 5th house and about a 4th of it in your 6th house. Okay. And now it is way down, ruling your 4th house. Well, about 2/3. And then it's also about a 1/3 in your 3rd house. Okay. So you didn't really want to do much at all on that solar eclipse. You wanted to be a homebody. I would bet that you've been feeling like being a homebody ever since. Okay. And you have your Virgo. Your Virgo, like it's a lot of your 4th house. And a good, I'm going to say a 4th. Little over a 4th of your 5th house. And you have a node sitting there. Your Phoenix is in Cancer. Your Pisces has 2 placements in it. Your other node is sitting in Pisces. And your Mars is sitting in Pisces. And Pisces, it's a little more in your 10th house than it is your 11th. Moon currently sitting in Capricorn. Okay. All right. So this lunar eclipse coming up, this is going to be a lot of you looking at Vlad. She needs to look at Vlad. You looking at your foundations. And I do mean all of the foundations. I would bet you're already doing it. I would bet that you're already looking at all of the different things that dude, I almost feel like you're knocking the pillars out of the foundations. Yeah. You feel the need to knock the pillars out from the foundations. You feel the need to put the house all the way back down on the ground and then rebuild the pillars how you want them. The fact that you have your South Node sitting down there in your 5th house in retrograde, this is you really, I would bet you've been uncharacteristically serious lately. And I would bet people have been asking you, what's wrong? What's wrong? Why is your face all crinkled up? And you're like, it's just my face, But it is, you're overthinking a lot of shit right now. A crazy amount of shit. You're overthinking career stuff. You're overthinking what success actually looks like to you. You're overthinking what it is that you're fed up with. You're overthinking what it is that you've been planning. You're just overthinking every aspect of Ashley. every fucking aspect. Flag, I'm gonna let you go live in some other house if you don't quit. Hey, boy, my grandma's gonna come back from the beyond and kick you square in the booty hole. She didn't like cats, so keep on scratching her desk. You're gonna get your booty hole kicked by a ghost, and I can't do nothing about it because she'd be right. So cut it out. I wish that I could say that overthinking will stop, but I don't think it is. Because of that, your moon placement is sitting in Capricorn, and it's sitting in your house of philosophy. So this eclipse window is going to be a massive time of rebirth for you. Just let it be. Okay? Let it flow how it's been flowing. Do the overthinking. Do all the lists. Wrinkle those lists up and burn them. Make another list. You know, like, do all of those things. Maybe take a picture of that list first before you burn it. But that moon sitting in your philosophical house right now, sitting in Capricorn, dude, that's a very intensive need to look at your life, your philosophical ideas about life. Capricorn's also ruling your 8th house right now. And you have your Saturn, which rules Capricorn, and your Neptune in there in retrograde. You are going to be feeling like you can't connect with a lot of stuff spiritually during this eclipse, and that's fine. Almost like it's been hidden from you, shrouded from you. You're not broken. Nothing is wrong. You don't need to open any roads or anything. It's all the overthinking on everything else. You're still, your spiritual talent is intact. It hasn't gone anywhere. I say that because Taurus is ruling your 12th house, and you have your Jupiter in Taurus in the 12th house. Dude, you are super lucky with your spirituality and all your spiritual paths and so on. Just because you feel like it has stopped, it has paused, it has, everything is stopping. It's not. Okay? It's not. I am going to give you permission to overthink everything that's going on right now. I am. I'm going to give you that permission. Overthink everything that's going on right now. It's going to serve you well coming up to the eclipse. And I think that a few days after the eclipse, probably that following Monday, you're going to feel like you have this immense jolt of personal power. And that's going to be the time for you to rush forward. That is going to be the time for you to make all the big, humongous plans. So I would look at this eclipse as clearing out all of the mud, clearing out all the bullshit, so you can actually see the floor again, so you can actually get back to the foundations again. I would also advise maybe not peopling a lot. Maybe not peopling a lot, okay? Just because that is a lot of retrogrades in your chart. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 8. That's 8 retrogrades in your chart right now. Maybe don't people a lot. Maybe don't people a lot. And if people are like, oh, well, you said you were going to come do this or do this, you can say, like, well, my spiritual advisor told me that right now peopling is not in the stars for me. So I'm going to sit this one out. Okay. I'm just saying. But this eclipse portal is actually going to be really fantastic for you. Might not feel like it right now, but it really, really is. It really, really is. I am going to give you the focus word dark. Dark. I'm going to give you permission to kind of go dark from peopling a little bit. I'm going to give you permission to look at the darker sides of Ashley. I'm going to give you permission to allow the darker parts to be cleared out, swept away. Allow the mud to be cleared off so you can see the dark underneath. Like, so your focus word is going to be dark. Okay? Did that answer questions? Or did it make them... I don't know. Aw, thank you, Gremlin Girl. Thank you for being a member over there. I appreciate it. If you guys are not following me on YouTube, you absolutely should. And if you are not a member over there, you absolutely should be. There's a lot of stuff behind the scenes goodies back there. Christy. Christy is my last one for the night. Let me make sure, before I say that, let me make sure that I've got everybody on my list. Maybe. Okay, there we go. There we go. I still feel like I got Vlad hair all over me. All right, Christy. So when you were born, you're Leo, 10th and 11th house. I did not look and see how far away you are from where you were born. Okay, not very far. Okay, good. Ashley, I'm glad that helped. Okay. All right. So this is, wow. That's a crazy rectangle right there in the middle. Made out of a lot of trines. Okay. Your Leo right now is firmly in your 9th house, ruling your 9th house. Boy, you just wanted to absolutely run away during that lunar or that solar eclipse. You wanted to just run the fuck away. Okay. And then you have Virgo mainly ruling your 10th house, a little bit in your 9th house. You have Pisces really ruling your 4th house and a little bit in your 3rd house. Okay. Where's your Phoenix placement in the 12th house in retrograde? You have your South node up here in retrograde, sitting right with your Jupiter in retrograde, both in Libra. Okay. And you have your North node in retrograde in your 4th house, sitting really close to where your Sun placement is. Also tied in with that, not getting along. Okay. All right. All right. So, Christy, this lunar eclipse is really going to shine a lot of light on your personal feelings about success. The fact that you have 4 things up there in retrograde in your 10th house. You have your Uranus, your Jupiter, that South node, and your Pluto all sitting up there. And 3 of those, Uranus, Jupiter, and your node, are literally like, 2 of them are at 0 and 1 of them is at 1. They're like right here in a ball, right? This is going to be an intense time of you looking at how you feel, how you look, and how your success has been measured up to now. That Pluto placement is going to be a lot of the driving factor with you right now. The South node is what you're fed up with, right? You're not fed up with your job. You know, you like your job. You're not fed up with your job, but you're fed up with, I want to say it this way, how you have been told that you need to look at your personal success, if that makes sense. How you have been rolling toward what you consider being successful for Christy, and who has had a hand in shaping that. And I think I think the cracks of that have already been there. The solar eclipse really made them widen. And I think by the time that this lunar eclipse rolls around, that you're hardcore going to be looking at, there's going to be a lot of disillusionment with it, really. You getting really pissed off that you've been working towards something and realizing like that wasn't even your goal to begin with. Don't be too hard on yourself with that, because that is one thing that this lunar eclipse is doing to everybody, is making you look at why you're doing what you're doing, right? In all the different ways, different aspects of your life. Are you doing it because you want to do it? Or are you doing it because someone told you you should do it? Or are you doing it just to keep up with other people? Like, it's really making everybody, I don't care who you are, look at what you've been doing and how you've been moving forward. Now, that north node that's down here in retrograde in the 4th house, it's just barely in Aries, but notice that it's tied into a couple of those placements up there. That is where you're wanting to go. And that is another reason why I said you're not fed up with your job. You're just fed up with where you think you're supposed to go. But that north node being down there in your 4th house, that is a lot of you wanting to buck the traditional norms of, you know, family and home and foundation and roots. And it's a lot of looking at things that you've been holding near and dear to your heart and going, you know what, fuck this. This doesn't make me happy. It's never made me happy, and I don't want to do it anymore. So be careful with that one because it's in Aries. Aries is not known for making plans. Aries is known for doing the shit and then worrying about it later. So be careful that you don't say things that are going to really hurt people that you do care about. The fact that Pisces sits full in that 4th house and that your Mercury is in Pisces, expect that the closer you get towards your, towards the lunar eclipse, there's going to be a lot of word vomit, okay? Like, that's a lot of emotional word vomit. So have somebody that's like safe, that's designated as a safe place for you to do that. Or if you don't have anybody that you trust, which I totally get, your voice recorder on your phone, you didn't see me yawn, your voice recorder on your phone is going to be the next best thing, because this gives you a way to verbalize all of the things you're feeling. It gives you a way to verbalize all of the aspects of, you know, working through the whole, like, fuck this, I don't want to do this, or whatever. It's going to give you a lot of ways to work through that. This placement right here, we're going to talk about this. This is your Phoenix. It's in retrograde. It's in your Scorpio, or in Scorpio, in your 12th house. This is a really, really intense placement, dude. It is. This is not you looking at ending a lot of, you know, shit in your life. It's not you looking at diving down the spiritual rabbit hole in all these, you know, 900 new ways. It's not a massive change in the way that we think of a Phoenix placement. It is a massive change. Fuck off. It is a massive change in you getting back to the things that caused you to grow spiritually and as a person years ago. So my advice, because I assume, I don't think that you're here because I don't see you commenting, but my advice is, when you first started diving down the spiritual rabbit hole, however long ago it was, what was the first, second, and third thing that you fell down the rabbit hole and fell in love with? What was the first thing? What was the second thing? What was something that you fell down the rabbit hole with, and then the more you learned about it, you were like, oh no, that is not for me. Look at the top 3 things that you absolutely loved. Oh, there's Christy. That you absolutely loved whenever you started getting into your spiritual path and your spiritual self. Was it crystals? Was it tarot? Was it pendulums? Was it the astral? Was it divination? What was it? What was it? What was the top thing? The thing that you couldn't get enough of when you found your spiritual self? That is what you need to get back to. That is what you need to pay attention to. And allowing yourself to get back to all of that, that's going to spark that rebirth of all of that personal power that you had and that you felt. And I think that is something that's missing really, really deeply in your life. And it's going to scratch a lot of these other itches. So my advice is going to be to start there. Look at, and that's a fun thing to do, because everybody wants to do the woo-woo shit, right? So that is going to be something that you can do in free time. You know, you can sit in bed and scroll and look at different stuff. You know, look at one of the things I love about sites like Pinterest is that A, it's been around forever, and there's so many photos and ideas and stuff like that on there. And B, if you're really wanting to, let's say that your first love when you first started getting into spiritual shit was crystals. Um, Man, looking at some of the newer crystals, newer stones that have been found, they have been finding new stones right and left lately because of how much social media has pushed crystals and pushed, people have been buying up right and left. They're really digging deeper and opening new mines and opening up old mines that were closed. Like they found a new form of turquoise. It's purple. It's fucking gorgeous. Like there's all kinds of crazy shit that they've been finding. So fall down the rabbit hole with that, right? Same thing goes for herbs. Same thing goes for divination. Like fall down the rabbit hole with that. That is something fun. It'll make you a little giddy. It'll get you back to feeling excited about spirituality again. And it'll get you into a mode where you can really focus on, okay, what other types of things do I need to get back to? And what other types of things do I need to just let go for good? I would not, you know what? I'm not going to say that. I was going to say I would not really cut any cords during this eclipse, but you know what? I am not going to say that. If you feel the need to cut cords, do it. If you feel the need to cut off parts of yourself that no longer fit with who Christy is, do it. If you feel the need to let go of shit, do it. Be careful about what you're letting in, though, if that makes sense. Be careful about what you're letting back in, though. In fact, be really, really selective with what you're letting back in. Super mega selective. Okay? Your focus word is going to be filter. Filter. You can let everything out that needs to be out, but you need to be careful what you let back in. Okay? That makes sense? So, the dollies have been quiet. Not sure what to think about that. Not sure what to think about that. But that is my list for this evening. If you guys want to get on future lists, you can follow me on Linktree. It's free, won't cost you anything. I send out reminders and so on. There's a couple of unique astrology reads coming up next week because this time next week is kind of the point of no return between the two eclipses. There's a big candle working next weekend and very limited astrology placement. So if you guys want to look at like what is the point of no return where now you can't go back and kind of be prepared or whatever, then you can get on that list. I will have my schedule done tomorrow, probably I'm hoping for the rest of August. We'll see. It's so weird to say the rest of August. It's so weird to think that today we are halfway through the month of August. It's weird. All right. I love you guys. If you guys don't know or you've forgotten somehow, don't forget that there's Sunday sermon tomorrow at 11 a.m. I did move it forward an hour, 11 a.m. Central. So that is noon Eastern, 11 Central, 10 Mountain, and 9 Pacific time. Then also we have free practical magic class tomorrow evening. Reiki and Zodiacs on Monday. Yeah. All right. I love you guys. I will see you tomorrow. If you're going to doom scroll, Valhalla Dragons, stop it with yourself over there. Thank you so much, love. I'm sure Sass, I don't know if Sass is still here. You are so sweet. Thank you. Thank you. Those of y'all that are gonna doom scroll for a little bit, go be nice. Go spread some love. Go do the tappy taps. Like that's something you can do for free. Go make nice comments. Give people some encouragement because if you're having a tough time in the world right now, then you know everybody else is having a tough time in the world right now. Like everybody be feeling like, fuck this shit. When are the aliens coming to get us? Like, I'm just saying. So go spread some goodness, please. Please. All right. I love you guys. I will see you in the morning for Sunday sermon for hurt feelings.